What's going on? What's going on? It's your guy, man. I'm back, man. Hey, today we gonna be doing kind of a little tutorial with the MyFitnessPal, man. We're gonna talk about the accountability apps, how they assist with weight loss. So this is MyFitnessPal right here. This is what you're seeing. This is the front screen of it. So it's a free app. You don't have to pay for anything. You have the option to go premium if you want. As you can see at the top right, it says go premium. You can click on that and purchase it. I consider the premium version to be more for like athletes and competition trainers and stuff like that. People who are really locked in on tracking everything to the very single calorie. Like, I'm not that hell bent on it. I just use the app for like a guide to keep myself on paper. Like I always say, put yourself on paper, baby. So that's pretty much what I use it for, to keep a guide, help me keep track of what I'm eating, what I'm drinking, how I'm exercising and stuff like that. You can scroll down, you see they have different articles on here. You can see my little streak right there. It says has logged in for 320 days in a row. So I've been on here for 320 days in a row. That's how many days I've logged. You'll have days where you miss a log and it'll restart, but I'm on a little streak right now. But anyway, you keep strolling, you see how-tos on here, how to stop stress eating. You see different articles from the blog on here. So it's a lot of helpful information, if you're into fitness, if you're into weight loss and stuff like that. So that's how it's set up on the front page. If you click where it says calories remaining, you can see my breakdown, right? It says 2,820 calories. That's my daily calorie intake. So that's how much is recommended based on my macros. Now, you look at the bottom of the screen, right? It says home, diary. You see the big plus sign, progress, and more. If you click on more, you can go to nutrition and you click on macros, and that gives you your macro breakdown. So my macro breakdown for on a daily basis is 50, 30, 20. So 50% carbs, 30% fat, 20% protein. The reason I have mine set up that way is because I have to limit my protein intake. I have to watch how much protein I'm getting in because of my kidney condition. So with my kidney condition, I like to limit it to about 20%. So that's why I keep mine. Everybody's is gonna differ. So this is based specifically on you. That's why I say put yourself on paper, man. Track yourself, learn yourself, so you can tailor something made specifically for you. You don't have to listen to other people. Even myself, you don't have to listen to me. You see what I'm saying? You come to me just not necessarily for advice, but just to kind of gauge where you are with yourself. That's the same thing I do. I listen to others and I take what others say and I say, all right, how can I apply that to myself? So you just take what I'm saying and you find out how you can apply it to yourself. You don't really have to take what I say as law. You don't have to take what Oprah says as law. You don't have to take what Sean T says as law. You listen to what they say, you take it in, and then you say, hey, how can I apply it to me? How can I tailor make this for me? You see what I'm saying? But anyway, you can click on the nutrients tab, and it gives you a nutrient breakdown in foods. You can click on the calories tab and it gives you the calories breakdown. I didn't log anything for today as of yet, but you see yesterday, it gives it to you by meal. So 57% of my calories came from dinner, 43% came from lunch. No snacks, no breakfast. On Friday, it was dinner and lunch. Same thing, no snacks, no breakfast. So 78% came from dinner, which was 1,600 calories, and 22% from lunch, which was 440 calories. So as you can see that day, the total calories I had was 2,040 calories. So it breaks all of that stuff down for you, man. And then you can see that little crown right there. It says premium feature. If you go premium, it allows you to see the foods that you ate for that day. It'll break it down to, which foods had the highest calories. So it'll break it down even more. So that's why I said the premium version is more for those people that's, looking to dive deeper into the metrics. I'm not that deep into it. I just want to keep a basic gauge of what I'm doing, and I'm fine with that. I'm not competing. I'm not an athlete in special training or anything like that. I don't need it to be that detailed. So you can get out of there by clicking that little arrow at the top, and you click home, and let's click on the bar where it says calories remaining, because that takes you to the food log. You can also get there by hitting this little plus sign in the middle, that blue plus sign. Now, as you can see, it has different categories that you can add. You can add exercise, food, you can add water, status, or weight. Now, let's click on weight. Let's look at the numbers, right? Well, that's adding a weight, so we're not going to add a weight, but let's go to progress. Now, as you can see, it breaks it down. I haven't weighed myself since May, and at May I was at 247, so I actually picked up 14 pounds if you look at it. So even myself, you deal with this roller coaster, man. It's an up and down thing. But anyway, you see my start weight was at 373. Now, if you scroll way down, it shows you when I started this. This was in 2015 when I started tracking everything, and I was at 373. But as I always mention, my highest weight was 386 pounds. So I had already lost 13 pounds before I started logging everything. So this was just an addition to what I was doing, and it's a great addition, man. It's a great addition because it, the app, you can set reminders on here. It gives you little reminders. It tells you when to log your stuff. It tells you that you haven't logged for today. It acts like a little friend. It's really a little pal. It's a little pal that reminds you of things that you should be doing, and it helps you to stay on track. It's a little psychological thing. If you see it pop up and it say, "Hey, you're doing great for today. Keep it up." Instead of you eating that Big Mac for dinner, you might be like, "Yeah, let me keep it up, man. Let me go ahead and get me, a nice salad and a piece of salmon for dinner." You see what I'm saying? Like it pretends to be, like a little friend, literally, and it helps you out. So, the accountability apps are good. But let's dive back into the numbers though. You see, I was at 373 for January 15th. January 15th, January 30th, I was down to 369, lost a couple of pounds. This is important. From January 15 to April of 2015, right? I stayed at the same weight. That's like 3 months. Now, if you think about it, most people would have quit. We always talk about that on this channel, right? About, don't give up. You just keep working. If you see that scale is not showing what you want it to show, don't give up. You got to keep working, man. That was 3 months I was at 369. And, I probably was like, man, what's going on? Why am I not losing weight? But I'm going to tell you something, what kept me going. Like I said in my scale video, get off the scale. Use different methods to weigh yourself. Use your clothes as a gauge. Use the mirror as a gauge. Use what people say as a gauge. You see what I'm saying? Don't just use the scale as the end all be all. I was at 369 for 3 months. I could have said, man, I ain't losing no weight. And went back to what I was doing and approached 400 pounds. But instead, I kept going. I stuck with it. So from April to June, I end up losing 7 pounds. From June to February of the next year, I lost 16 more pounds. From February to April, I lost 2 pounds. So as you can see, it's a very slow, steady pace of losing weight. It wasn't a shock to my system. It's a very slow, deliberate approach. And I made it deliberate because I had so much body fat that I was afraid that if I lost it too quick, I was going to have to deal with skin issues. I don't want to deal with skin issues. So that's why I do mine on a healthy, deliberate, food freedom mindset basis. That's how I do mine. Now, as you continue to look at my numbers from April to May, I didn't lose any weight. Then from May 5th to May 31st, which was only a couple of weeks, I lost 12 pounds. So it's like you can do extraordinary things, but you have to keep working. You have to continue to work at it. It's gonna be a roller coaster. As you can see, from August to September, I gained 3 pounds. Then from September 22nd, just from the 22nd to the 26th, I weighed myself. I don't know why, but I did. And I ended up gaining 9 more pounds. So if you think about it, from August to September, that's a month, I gained 12 pounds. So I must have been doing something crazy to where I gained the weight, or maybe not. Maybe I could have been lifting more weights. I don't know exactly what I was doing at that time, but the point being is I kept the mindset. That's the whole point here. I'm showing you these numbers so you guys can keep the mindset. Then from September to December, look at that. I lost some weight back. I lost 18 pounds from September to December. Then from December to February, I gained 3 pounds. It's like a roller coaster, baby. It's a roller coaster. But then you start to see big drops. From December to May, I lost, 19 pounds. And then from May to September, I lost a whopping 33 pounds, cuz. In 4 months, I lost 33 pounds. Do you hear me? You just have to keep with it. Now, I'm going to tell you something as well. That's the time frame that I began going to the gym. When I started to hit the gym, I adopted intermittent fasting at the same time. That's when I made my big switch. That's when stuff really clicked for me. I hit intermittent fasting. I started hitting the gym with the mindset that I had already developed. Boy, I started to knock that fat on off. But even still, it was a roller coaster battle, baby. It's a roller coaster. From September to November, I gained 4 pounds. But then think about the psychology of it, right? From November to January, I lost 12 pounds. That's holiday season. We eating all kind of crap. We relaxing. We kicking it. We drinking. And I still managed to drop 12 pounds during that time frame. It's about the mindset. From January to April, I lost 15 more pounds. This is just last year now. July of last year, I was at 224 pounds. May of this year, I'm at 247. Now you think about that. I've actually gained a little weight back. But it's a roller coaster battle when you're trying to figure yourself out, when you're trying to figure these things out. It's a roller coaster battle with this stuff, man. I was at 386. The lowest I've been since that point was 220. With 224. You saw it on the numbers. 224. 386 to 224. That's 162 pounds. That's 162 pounds. Your boy put in work, but it takes effort. You have to keep working. You have to keep working. You have to believe that you can do it. You have to envision the body that you want. You have to look in that mirror and say, I don't care for what I see. I don't like this. Yeah, I love myself, but I can be better. If I love myself so much, let me improve. You can change how you look, man. You just got to put the work in. Put the work in. Put the work in. So that's pretty much the MyFitnessPal app there. We looked at the foods. We went over the database. Like I said, if you look in the database and the food isn't there, just use the closest option. Don't go too crazy with it. Use the closest option. Some of the stuff that I eat isn't in there. If you just throw quinoa in there, you see I got a couple different options for quinoa. If you throw rice in there, look how many rice options come up. So it's very easy and convenient, and especially once you come up with a set plan for yourself, it's going to be very easy just to go in and plug the exercises, plug the foods. Very easy. That's why I've been doing it for so long. It's convenient, it's easy, and it helps. So consider using an accountability app. It doesn't have to be MyFitnessPal. I've tried Noom before, but Noom wasn't as good to me. Maybe it's better to you. But MyFitnessPal, that's the way I go. That's how I put myself on paper on a constant basis. You can keep track of what you're doing. It helps you out. It really does. So consider doing that. As always, think good things about yourself. Be better today than you were yesterday. Peace and blessings. I'm out, man.